When did you realize you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
I've always kind of had that as a part of me. My mother always tells me that I was an entrepreneur ever since I was born. Like I was born and I had to try to negotiate with the doctor which butt cheek he was going to slap, right? I'm personally right now in 21 different passive investments with 8 different operators and including, even the assets that I'm in. I'm always a passive investor in our own assets. But one of the things that I always look for is preferred returns. So I believe that it's a great alignment of interest, and to actually have that preferential treatment of the first proceeds, if you will, from the cash flows. There are rules of being able to even in the States, being able to have that piercing, what's called piercing the corporate veil when it comes to the LLCs. But it's very hard to do. Being able to protect yourself by, making it difficult for somebody to do that. Because if you try to pierce the corporate veil here and in Delaware and in Wyoming, you're going to have a lot of challenges to have all 3 of those people agree with each other to actually pierce it. The family offices typically want to have larger spreads. So if you're typically going out there with a 7 or 8% pref and, doing your typical 70-30 splits, they're probably not going to like that. They're going to want more like 90-10 or 95-5 or 80-20, and they're going to probably cut some of your fees out. And they want to be in a preferred position in the equity stack as well. So they want to have that preferred equity position. And I've never talked to somebody that said, "Oh yeah, the family office just invested alongside everybody else." They don't do that. They want to have that preferential treatment for their actual family that they're representing, right? Our whole group, passiveinvesting.com, is built on trying to help smaller investors that don't normally have access to these types of investments, but they still want to be able to be investing in these higher quality, institutional grade assets. So raising capital, I think of more as finding investors, educating them, so that when you're ready for their next project that you have to go out with, you now have them properly educated and ready on the sidelines to deploy capital. You kind of have to think about ways to stand out yourself. What are you going to do to kind of get your investors to want to invest with you versus wanting to invest with somebody else? And for me, what we try to do is we try to really take investor relations to heart, right? Our investors are not just numbers. I love it, Ruben. Keep it going.